До слова запрошується речник міністерства.
Now the floor is given to the representative of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine on ATO-related issues, Colonel Oleksandr Motuzyanyk. Good afternoon, everyone. Now the information about the events that happened in the ATO area during last 24 hours. In Lugansk area, there were 3 short-term enemy shelling, 2 in Stanitsa Luganska and 1 in Novozvanivka. Heavy weapons was not used. The Donetsk area, there was a number of shelling with the use of small arms delivered by the enemy in all key flash spots in Lugansk, Zaitsevo, Avdiivka and Shakhta Butovka positions. And on the eve of New Year, the occupants started mortar shelling in Svetlodarsk Balch that they ended near midnight. On the whole, during the last 24 hours, there were 11 enemy shelling in Donetsk area. The Mariupol area, main flash spot was Vodyane. Between noon and 2 p.m., continuously the enemy delivered first artillery shelling, then mortar shelling. And the military actions continue in Pavlo-Pershirokina part of front line, and also the occupants violated ceasefire in Mariinka and the Volnovasky regions. On the whole, during the last 24 hours in the Mariupol area, there were 30 enemy shelling, including 3 with the use of heavy weapons. Yesterday in the ATO region, there were 2 flights of enemy air drones observed. On the whole, during the last 24 hours, and the result of the military actions, no Ukrainian serviceman was killed, but 1 was wounded. It happened near Zaitsevo in course of enemy shelling. Yesterday in the Nyechina, police officers detained the militant who was tankman. 23-year-old man joined the Russian occupation forces in June 2015 because he didn't have any money. And he was in 5th Brigade. It is also known as Oplot, and he served a checkpoint that was near Donetsk to the side of Mariinka. And after 5 months of serving, he decided to leave. But in June 2016, he was mobilized and he served in tank detachment of the enemy deployed between Gorlivka and Donetsk. Now the militant cooperate with investigation and tell about interesting details about night mortar and tank shelling of positions, towns and villages, and supply of weapons from Russia, and that regular Russian army officers are the backbone of Russian occupation forces. Now the video with his confessions. We had 2 commanders of the battalion and 2 head of staffs. 1 commander was from initial stage, and then 2 captains came from Russian Federation, nicknamed Captain Subota and Chief of Staff Kip, and all documentation, all the system, it was under their command. So we had colonel and but they were subordinate to these Russian officers. And in our firing ground, we had commanders from Russian Federation. These commanders came in their uniforms, and we saw their ranks. Thank you. So yesterday, by decree of the President of Ukraine, commander of company 54 of detached mechanized brigade, Lieutenant Mikita Yarovoi, was awarded the title of Hero of Ukraine, and Golden Star posthumously. He will always be 21. He was the resident of Dnipropetrovsk Oblast, graduate of National Academy of Land Forces, named after Getman Petro Sagaidachny. Mikita Yarovy graduated in winter 2016, and he joined regular army. And Mikita Yarovy heroically died in December battles in Svetlodarsk Balch. These were 2 weeks, and then on the 18th of December, a serviceman successfully opposed the attacks of the enemy and took hold of new positions. The award was received from the hands of the president by the mother of the fallen officer. And yesterday, in the course of his trip to Mariupol and its suburbs, the president of Ukraine awarded servicemen of ATO who took part in battles in Svetlodarsk Balch in Mariupol area, and also provided military ammunition and equipment to the armed forces of Ukraine and State Border Service of Ukraine. Do you have questions? If there are no questions, thank you.